Have you ever wondered what it would be like to rip your wig off in the middle of a massive event with your friends and family around and, you know, public? Well, I have a story for you because I did exactly that, and let me tell you, it was not glamorous. We live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. For those of you who don't know, Calgary every single year has a massive event. It's called the Calgary Stampede. The Calgary Stampede is like a huge like festival type thing where cowgirls, cowboys come. We all like dress up, cowboy hats, cowboy boots, outfits that's just resemblance of, I don't know, being on a farm, like just like living the outside life. I got ready for this stampede. I put on the wig called Ignite, and for those of you who don't know that wig, it's got a super short back and then a little longer of a front. The back is like a pixie and the front is like a bob. That's the best way to describe Ignite by 𝗔𝘀𝗸. It was really pretty and I felt great. I think it got up to 37 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. 37 degrees Celsius is really hot, especially when you live in a dry heat, which is Calgary. It's so dry here that when the sun hits you, when it's that hot, you feel as though your skin is being seared off, and sometimes you feel like you can't breathe. As soon as we got there, we stepped out of the car with Violet and it was so hot. Oh my goodness. I was like immediately thinking, how am I gonna do this? Because the Stampede's mostly outside. There are a lot of buildings you can go into. Let's get inside these buildings because it's so hot outside. I'm not gonna be able to stand it out here. We're looking at the piglets actually. And I felt, no joke, like I was dying. I felt like I was dying. Like I was sweating so much I could barely even see. Like I think sweat was going into my eyes. And this building, it was supposed to have AC and it had like a little bit, but it's such a massive building with so many people and the sun was just like beaming in. Where's the AC? You guys promised me there'd be AC. There's no AC. There was AC, I just like couldn't feel it. So needless to say, I felt like I was dying. I couldn't even think straight. Like, do I have a hair tie? Who am I? What is my name? I was like, Michelle, my older sister, do you have a hair tie? And she did. So she gave it to me. And so I'm ruffling through my bag, which is under the stroller. And I'm like trying to think like, hey, how am I gonna do this? Like, where's the bathroom? I need to go like, I don't know, take my wig off. Or like I need to do something. And you know the worst thing? Okay. Why I needed a hair tie. There's no way I was gonna take my wig off and let my hair be down. Like, can you? Like, look at this, okay? It kind of looks like poo. Now that I take my hat off, it kind of looks like poo. Yeah, so I didn't want to wear this because I just feel like, can you tell? Like, I feel like I don't have to explain. I feel like you guys get it. It's just very thin. This is not cute, okay? Like, okay, maybe this part is a little cute. Like from here down, that's cute, but like this and just like how, no, it's not who I am. I can't do it. So I needed a hair tie. Luckily my sister had one. I was ruffling through my bag, looking through a bathroom, like trying to like, I was like doing 50 things at once. You know, Violet's getting a little upset. I'm like, hey, where do I go to the bathroom, rip this thing off my head? There's no bathroom nearby and I just like didn't know what to do. So I looked around, I was trying to see, is anyone looking at me? No one's really looking at me. I was trying to like time it right when people walk by. I was trying to do it where they're like here going past me but not looking at me. I don't know, I was really not doing good. I think the heat was getting to me. I was feeling very flustered. I don't usually get that flustered. I have before taken my wig off and it hasn't like been such a big deal, but this time it was a really big deal. Like my whole family's here. It gave me like the heebie-jeebies. I just like didn't want to take off my wig, but I had to. I was dying. So I sat down next to the stroller. I was like this little weird woman next to the stroller, like weird pregnant woman. And then I just like ripped off the hair, shoved it in the bag, grabbed the hair tie, put my hair in a little hair tie, and then stuck the hat on my head, put my little, I don't know, hair through the hat because I brought it. And I was like, okay, I think I'm okay. I think I'm fine. I don't think anybody saw. I was like really flustered. And it occurred to me in that moment, I wonder how many other people feel this way. Does anyone else get flustered? Because in that moment, I was feeling very alone, very vulnerable. I cannot be alone here. Like, please, guys, if you felt like this before, have you ripped your wig off in public? Because I need to know. After that situation, I did feel better, first of all, because I'm not having a bunch of hair on my head. And I know I've said before in other videos, like, oh, I can power through, like that is what I do. And it's true, because I do most of the time. Except that one day at the Calgary Stampede, I couldn't do it. I could not wear my wig outside for as long as we needed to be there for. And Dan and I were not even there that long. Like, we gave up. We were so hot. I was looking like a tomato. Yeah, just Calgary Stampede, pregnant woman and baby, just not a good mix. I don't think I'll go again for probably a couple years, to be honest. I want to go again because there's so much I didn't see, but I need to wait. Like, I cannot be pregnant, and I don't want to be bringing little children because they find it very hot and it's not fun for them. And Violet just wants to crawl around and practice her standing skills, and she's now moving along things by herself, and you know, she's almost walking, and that's what she wants to do. She doesn't want to be in a stroller for hours. She doesn't want to go to a stampede. So it is what it is. I did feel better after taking off my wig, and there was sort of a lesson there that wearing wigs is really beneficial for many reasons, and for so many of us. It gives us so much confidence. It makes us feel beautiful. It makes us feel like ourselves. When I put on a wig, I truly feel like this is me. This is me. This is how much hair I've always wanted. This is the style, and I can change it up. That doesn't mean I'm just wearing one wig. I'm wearing a bunch of different wigs, but it feels like me, guys. That's a really good feeling, and it's an addictive feeling. And when you feel that way when you wear wigs, it's kind of hard to step away from that and then be like, oh yeah, this is me too. This is me too. It's me also. But there's also power in that, okay? So there's going to be moments, and there's going to be times in our wig wearing life, wig wearing journey, where we're just feeling defeated. And there is a lesson in that Stampede adventure, and that is, what are we doing to ourselves? Let's wear our wigs when we need to, when we want to, when it makes us feel good. But I think I'm going to insert a new thing into my life where I'm giving myself the acceptance of a second self, a second identity of this person, this Stephanie. This Stephanie also exists. There's nothing wrong with this thinner haired Stephanie, and there's nothing wrong with wigged Steph either. We look a little different. We feel the same. But I want that mindset and that perspective now going forward. And I hope you guys will gather some of that from this video as well, because if we're wearing a wig and it's so hot outside and we're literally feeling like we're sitting there dying, like there's sweat pouring down us, and we're just like, oh, all of this to feel like ourselves. Well, who are we really? Are we really just the wig we put on our head? Are we really just the hair, like only the hair? Or are we us? Am I me? Because I think I like the version of me better where I prioritize self. And I always used to think prioritizing self was wearing my wig, because that's what made me feel like me. So like, prioritizing self is wearing a wig. Well, it can be, but there comes a point where it's gonna be a struggle to wear that wig. And if it becomes a struggle for you, for self, maybe it's time to take that wig off. Maybe it's time to feel okay with who you are, who I am, and understand that, yeah, okay, I do look two different ways. Maybe I have always felt like I don't look as good without a wig. Maybe there's some acceptance that needs to be had there. And maybe Stephanie without a wig is just as deserving as Stephanie with a wig. I think she is, and I think you are too. And all of this to say, some days it's not gonna make sense to wear a wig, and you're gonna have that struggle, possibly, like I did, with yourself, where it's like, well, do I really just like keep pushing through? Do I just wear it because like that's who I need to be? Like, I need to be that person who has a lot of hair. That's who I am always. And you get to the point where you're like, hey, I either need to rip this thing off my head and deal with people around me whom maybe I've come to this event with judging me potentially, or I'm just going to continue suffering. And I think you should not continue to suffer. I think you should, in fact, rip that wig off your head, because you are more important. Does that make sense? You can have different sides to you. You can be this person who's just as loving, just as deserving, and you can be wig person. Make sense? You are you because of who you are on the inside, not who you are on the outside. And sometimes as wig wearers, we focus in so deep on like, okay, what do I look like? It makes me feel good, like, to look this way. So I need to continue to looking this way because that's how everyone views me and that's how I want to be seen. So I need to portray myself in that way. People treat me better when I look better. And all those things might be true. And they might be all valid. And they are all valid. If you feel that way, it is 100% valid. But your true self without wig is still true. And it's still you, and it's still deserving. I would like to say that as of now, I have a new perspective, and it is self first. Whatever self needs to come first in that moment. I hope you guys can relate to what I'm saying. I hope it's being understood in the way that I intended it to be, which is to really care for yourself and to know that it's okay in whatever situation, wherever you are in life, whether you're younger than me, same age as me, older than me, it doesn't matter. We're all human, we're women, we're men, and we deserve to feel deserving. And we deserve self-acceptance, we deserve self-love, we also deserve self-expression, but not if it comes at a cost to ourselves. I appreciate you guys being here and listening. And my next video coming up, I'm going to be showing you how I swim with my wigs. This is such a long time coming. I've already covered how to travel with your wigs, how to wear your wig at the airport, how to walk through security with confidence and so that they don't actually know you're wearing a wig, and then when you need to tell them you are wearing a wig, I cover all of that. If you're getting like pat down, these things are really important to know. So if you're worried about the airport, click on this video here because I cover everything in this one complete guide. And if you want to know how to store your wigs, click on this video, and just know that a swimming video is coming up shortly. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.